groundswell of conjecture says that diesels are dead. Some manufacturers believe that Volkswagen has so poisoned the well that it has shifted future diesel development off cars to focus on SUVs and pickup trucks. Chevrolet is taking the opposite approach, figuring that the cancellation of VW's TDI fleet leaves the desires of diesel enthusiasts unfulfilled, providing an opportunity for a compression-ignition engine done right. Enter the Chevy Cruze sedan, reviewed here, with the discreet TD badge on its deck lid and gruff sounds emanating from under its hood. This is definitely no cruise missile. With only 137 horsepower on tap, all the torque in the world won't thrust a £3,000 family sedan to the top of your gotta-have-it list. That said, we're happy to report that a kind heart beats deep within this attractive Chevy compact. Plus, your wallet will throb every time 40 miles per gallon appears in the Cruze diesel's mileage gauge. A primer on pricing: diesels are more efficient than gasoline engines for 3 reasons. Diesel fuel contains approximately 10% more energy per gallon than gasoline. Pumping losses are diminished because engine output is regulated by the amount of fuel injected instead of by how much air is sucked through a restricted inlet. And diesels operate with a much larger expansion ratio, the flip side of compression ratio, which in this instance is 16:0:1. Bottom line, Chevy's turbo diesel Cruze topped 50 miles per gallon in EPA highway testing when equipped with a 6-speed manual transmission and earned a combined rating of 37 miles per gallon with both the manual and the new 9-speed automatic. While hybrid cars routinely match or beat those EPA ratings, most hybrid models reside in the larger, more expensive mid-size class. Striving to please divergent tastes, Chevrolet parks the Cruze diesel next to its Volt plug-in hybrid, Bolt EV, and Malibu hybrid in showrooms. To make its intentions clear, Chevy bracketed the Toyota Prius 2's base price with the Cruze stick starting at $24,670 and the automatic costing an additional $1,600. Both live within the Cruze LT trim level, only one notch down from the lavish Cruze Premier. The car we drove was equipped with a 7.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system offering Apple CarPlay and Android Auto functionality, 4G LTE OnStar Wi-Fi connectivity, an 8-way power driver's seat, heated front seats, remote start, and various other assistance features. The experience, the commotion you notice when this 1.6-litre tiny terror cranks to life, is a blend of bark and shake. Neither element is annoying or long-lasting, but this turbo diesel's voice is louder than modern gasoline engines, which, except for the intentionally rowdy ones, are virtually silent at work. The beauty of the Cruze TD is that once you're rolling, tire buzz and wind ruffle all but drown out the engine din. In heavy traffic, the Cruze engine's stop-start function can be annoying. The restart is not particularly smooth, and the only way to disable that fuel-saving device is to move the transmission shift lever to the L position. Turbodiesel proponents love touting all the torque produced by such engines at very low RPM. In the Cruze context, there's some truth to tell. Versus the only other available engine, a turbocharged 1.4-litre inline-4 gas burner, the new diesel punches home 36% more peak torque, a strapping 240 lb-ft, at the same 2,000 revolutions per minute. The smaller gas engine does eventually win the horsepower race with 153 versus 137 horsepower for the diesel, but the full herd of ponies doesn't come out of the stable until 5,600 revolutions per minute versus the diesel's power peak at 3,750 revs. Our guess is that the turbo gas would beat the turbo diesel in a drag race where you spend little time below 3,000 revolutions per minute, but we won't know for sure until we have an opportunity to test the diesel. While stats are great for bar torque, what matters most is how much go you get when you select D and nudge the accelerator. This turbo diesel never feels sluggish, in large part because of an astute 9-speed automatic that willingly helps out. With so many gears in the box, you hustle off the line with ease, have several intermediate ratios to keep the revs up during passing, then cruise serenely at 70 miles per hour with the tach needle below 2,000 revolutions per minute. This transmission is a smooth operator that helps the diesel shine. Unfortunately, the evil side to this new 9-speed automatic is its manual mode. Pulling the lever back a notch to the L position signals the master controller that you are a stick shift wannabe. Assuming the resulting RPM isn't out of range, the transmission selects ratios according to your taps on the plus switch built into the lever's knob and displays the highest gear at your disposal in the driver's info center. The top gear you've selected is held to the red line, which is handy for challenging your backroad assault records. The transmission is so sluggish responding to upshift requests that most of the fun of playing pretend stick shift is lost unless you punch the plus button early. The smart alternative is saving $1,600 and boosting highway mileage by 5 miles per gallon with the 6-speed manual transmission that's also offered with this engine. While the Cruze's chassis is willing to play road racing games with decent damping, adequate body roll resistance, and reasonably supple spring rates, the steering never got that memo. It's light, lifeless, and feels disconnected on center. One consolation prize is a brake pedal that's firm underfoot and linearly responsive. The other is Goodyear Assurance 4Season 20555 R16 tires that hang on for dear life when a howling starts on entrance ramps. The inside tail, inside the Cruze, the trim fits nicely and the controls are thoughtfully arranged, except for the long reach to the far side of the 7.0-inch touchscreen to command the 6-speaker audio system. Switches behind the steering wheel spokes provide a workaround. While the vast expanse is finished in hard plastic and an excess of brilliant chrome edging move the ambience down a notch from the class-leading Honda Civic, VW Golf, and Mazda 3, there's plenty to admire in this cabin. The front buckets hug your torso affectionately and hold you securely during enthusiastic cornering. The back seat is roomy for 2 and wide enough to pack in 3 for short hops. It's easy to augment the 14 cubic foot trunk by folding the backrest, although doing so leaves a sizable step in the load floor. Blessed with a total passenger and cargo volume of 108 cubic feet, the Cruze sedan lives at the top end of the compact class. Later this year the turbodiesel engine will migrate to the Ford or hatchback, which offers a 25 cubic foot cargo hold behind the rear seat or an awesome 47 cubic feet with the backrests folded. Alas, the Cruze TD's dearth of steering feel makes it a tough sell to VW Golf TDI enthusiasts seeking a fresh and legal diesel. And given that diesel fuel typically costs about 10% more than regular gasoline, spending $2,950 to $4,395 more for the diesel engine makes no economic sense. A $4 to $5 gallon of diesel exhaust fluid for the emission scrubbing your injection system every 1,000 miles or so is another pain in the wallet. The EPA estimates annual fuel costs for the Cruze diesel at $1,050 versus $1,050 to $1,150 for the turbocharged 1.4-liter gas engine. Highway range is the only clear diesel win, 640 or so miles between Phillips versus the gas engine's 500 plus miles. We are encouraged by Chevy's earnest effort to give Cruze shoppers a choice that doesn't exist elsewhere, especially considering how bad this brand's small cars used to be. Chevy also deserves credit for proving that rumors of the diesel's demise are greatly exaggerated. But this sedan isn't likely to spread diesel's appeal beyond those who are already true believers.